Hey guys, Sean from Living Seeds, your seed guru. Today we are talking germination mix because it's spring and we are planting so many seedlings. As you know, Living Seeds gives you the shortest path to success. This germination mix literally is your shortest path to seedling success. And I'll explain why. So this germination mix, we ran trials, and I'm talking maybe 6 or 7 years ago, we ran trials on various different percentages of different components to make up the best germination mix. We settled on these 4 over here, and there's a rational reason why every single part of this germination mix works, and it works for you. There's 4 parts to our germination mix. We have perlite, we have vermiculite, we have vermicasts, and we have a coir block. I'm going to run through why each one of these is important and why you need it in an actual germination mix. Let's start with the perlite. So perlite is an expanded rock medium. It's incredibly light and it's incredibly porous. And what the perlite does is it absorbs water, but that's not the main reason why we include perlite into our germination mix. The perlite inside here is specifically to create air spaces inside your germination mix. Your plant's roots need air, they just don't need too much air, and the perlite gives you the perfect aeration ability inside your germination mix. The next part is vermiculite. Vermiculite's main job in your germination mix is water holding capacity. It's an expanded microproduct and it really is great to hold water. It absorbs water, like it just sucks it up. So it's perfect inside the germination mix. I'm going to come to the vermicasts later because this is the key to the Living Seeds germination mix. The next thing is a coco peat block. This is an unbuffered coco peat block. You'll see Living Seeds supplies you with calcium nitrate, which allows you to buffer it. I'm not going to go through the whole buffering process. I've got a video on how to buffer coco coir and why it is so important. I'll leave a link for this video below. But coir's purpose inside the germination mix, it's got a great water holding capacity, and that you'll see when you add water to the coco coir. But what the coir does is it provides structure and it actually holds the germination mix and it allows the roots to penetrate through the germination mix beautifully. The last portion of the germination mix is the vermicasts. Now vermicasts are literally so important inside the germination mix because this is the food for your seedlings. The vermicast it's full of natural soil bacteria, it's full of mycorrhiza, it's full of all of the good stuff that makes your seedlings grow. All of these seedlings behind me were grown using exactly this mix over here. The vermicasts allow you to grow a seedling for 6 weeks without feeding it. So many people keep wondering, what do I feed my seedlings? My seedlings have stalled, my seedlings aren't growing, my seedlings are taking far too long to grow. Why are my seedlings not growing? It's because the seedlings haven't got food. Vermicast is literally the food for your seedlings. This is what green fingers look like. To get green fingers, you need the shortest path to success. The shortest path to success is to subscribe to Living Seeds Farm. Let's talk about all of the different seed starting methods. Living Seeds used to use those 200 cell seedling trays. What we found, especially when you're starting seedlings early, midwinter, very early in spring, those 200 cell seedling trays just don't have the volume to keep your seedling going for 6 weeks. We've transitioned away from the 200 cell seedling trays. The majority of the seedlings we grow is in these 45 cell seedling trays, which is a very large pocket seedling tray, and we find this is perfect for our needs. On specialized crops, we will use a variety of methods. So we'll use either the Jiffy strips, the Jiffy pots, there's 2 different sizes. We'll use the Living Seeds paper pot maker, we'll use the Living Seeds plug master, or we'll use the Jiffy 7 plugs. So depending on which germination method you are using, what you will find is that the larger the container, and you can see this over here, these large containers, the plants are doing exceptionally well because they've got a large amount of root space and they've got a lot of food to actually feed this little seedling, which ensures that you transplant something into your soil that's just going to fly. I've put a link for how to buffer your coir below. And this is coir that we buffered last night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this off quickly and we will be making germination mix. So what we're doing over here is we're pouring the buffered water, or the actual waste water, off the buffering process. Let's just fill that all the way up. And it's important to actually measure how much water you are taking out. That water that we are removing is now sodium nitrate, because what it's done is it's taken the salt out of the coir and it's replaced that salt with calcium, because the original that we put in was calcium nitrate. And you can see that water is actually coming off nice and clear. Maybe 3 liters, eh?
And where the variation will come in on the instructions and how much water you actually pour off is not all the blocks are exactly the same size.
Yeah. We have poured off, and you can see this is the coir over here. We have poured off 3 liters of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 3 liters of water. So that's 2. That's approximately 3 liters. It doesn't have to be exactly 3 liters of water. There's 4 parts to this. You've got the coir, which is already inside here. It was buffered overnight. Now what we do is these have been measured out specifically for you. So you don't need to do any real measurements bar cutting open the packets and emptying them into your mix. This looks like it's snowing.
Well, we want to get the perlite in the mix.
I need to sharpen my knife by the looks of things. And now it's just a case of mixing it. It's going to take a fair while to mix it up. This is a 20-liter container, and as you can see, it basically fills up this 20-liter container. It might actually be easier. I went off camera to empty this container over here. So we'll take this and we'll divide it in half, and you just want to mix it up nicely. So you're probably going to need to go back and forth between the 2 buckets to mix it up, and then I would pour it together and divide it again, actually, just so that you get a nice consistent mix. So we're doing this on a table because it looks nice for the video, but normally this actually gets done in a wheelbarrow or multiple wheelbarrows. If you, like us, we actually have a team of guys. I think it's a team of 4 guys with forks and shovels to mix this up. So here's your germination mix that has been mixed up. Now you can see it's nice and moist. What I want you to see is there's all of these little hairs from the coir. You can see that there's vermiculite inside here. You can see that there's perlite inside here, and the dark stuff is the vermicasts. And this is what gives you the best germination mix possible. Growing from seed gives you the power. It gives you the ability to choose from 1,200 different kinds of seed, to grow magnificent tasting vegetables, to grow super healthy, nutrient dense food for your families. The only way that you're going to do this is to grow it from seed. The best way to grow it from seed is with the Living Seeds germination mix. Guys, we've done the work for you. You get the shortest path to success because we know how to make germination mix.